Okay, so ready to dive into some fascinating stuff today.
Oh, yeah, always up for a good deep dive.
All right, so we've got these news pieces about Prince William's trip over to Paris.
For the Notre Dame reopening, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that big reopening ceremony at Notre Dame.
5 years after that fire.
Crazy to think it's been that long.
I know, right?
So on the surface, you know, royal attends cathedral reopening seems pretty
Yeah.
standard, right?
Yeah, kind of typical royal gig.
But I think there's more to it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like if you look closer, there's this whole layer of diplomacy going on.
A lot happening behind the scenes.
It kind of gives us this peek into how the UK is working its relationships on the world stage,
Yeah, especially with the U.S.
especially with the U.S. And I mean, think about the timing of it all.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like this is all happening right as a new U.S. administration is about to step in.
Big transition time.
Exactly. And the UK government specifically asked William to go to this thing
Instead of sending Charles.
instead of King Charles, yeah.
Which is interesting.
So, I mean, right off the bat, that makes you wonder what message they were trying to send.
Yeah, what's the thinking there?
Yeah. So let's kind of set the scene a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
We've got Notre Dame itself, this symbol of resilience after that awful fire.
Rebuilt piece by piece.
And now it's reopening with all these world leaders there,
Like a who's who of global figures.
including former President Trump.
Right, front and center.
And that's where things start to get really interesting.
Yeah, lay it on me.
So there's that photo everyone saw.
Oh, yeah, the one with Trump.
Yeah, Trump giving William a pat on the shoulder.
Like a buddy-buddy kind of pat.
Right. And then they have this 40-minute meeting.
At the British ambassador's residence.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you make of that?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What's the significance of all that?
Well, you got to consider the setting, first of all. I mean, Notre Dame itself.
Right, yeah.
Its reconstruction was this huge international effort.
Right,
It's like people from all over contributed.
yeah. Yeah, it became the symbol of global cooperation, almost.
Exactly. And so the reopening, it kind of represents this shared heritage
Between.
between the U.S. and Europe, really.
Okay, yeah.
Especially France and the U.K., you know.
Because of the history there.
Yeah, centuries of intertwined history.
So having William there is a way for the UK to kind of emphasize those ties.
To show that those connections go beyond just politics.
Deeper than whoever's in office at the moment.
Exactly. Those ties are cultural, historical, familial, even.
Right, and then the meeting itself.
At the ambassador's residence.
With Macron and Joe Biden there, too.
Oh, wow.
That adds another layer to it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just a casual, hey, how are you?
No, it's way more than a meet and greet.
Having those major players present. I mean,
It definitely highlights how important this whole thing is.
yeah. And then you've got Trump's comments about William.
Oh, yeah. What did he say again?
He said, good man, this one.
Oh, right, right.
And he's doing a fantastic job.
Interesting choice of words.
And coming from Trump.
Yeah. Who's not exactly known for being subtle.
Right,
I
exactly.
mean, his comments might seem casual, but...
But they're calculated.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure. There's some strategy there.
Like, what are you thinking?
Well, it could be a way of signaling to the incoming U.S. administration.
Okay. Yeah, like a nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
And yeah, almost like he's saying, here's the guy you should be working with.
Yeah. Keep this relationship strong.
Exactly. And it kind of reinforces this idea that the U.S.-UK bond is solid,
Regardless of who's president,
no matter who's in the White House.
it's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's a message of continuity.
But this wasn't just about Trump, though, right?
No, not at all.
William also met with people from the incoming administration.
That's right. He played both sides.
So it's not just about maintaining those old relationships.
It's about building new ones, too.
Yeah, it's about setting the stage for the future.
It's a long game
Right.
by meeting with both the outgoing and the incoming folks.
He's showing that the UK is committed to a strong partnership with the US no matter what.
Exactly. It's a strategic move, for sure.
It's really interesting to compare this whole trip to some of William's past trips,
Yeah, like when he met with Trump in 2019.
or even his last official visit to Paris back in 2017.
Right, right. How do you think things have changed for him on the world stage since then?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely more prominent now.
I think we're seeing him take on a more active role.
Less ceremonial, more hands-on.
Exactly. He's not just a figurehead anymore,
He's becoming a real player in diplomacy.
building his own relationships, separate from Charles.
Yeah, conveying messages, maybe even influencing things behind the scenes.
He's definitely stepping up,
In this trip to Paris,
especially this meeting with Trump and everyone else.
it really showcases that evolution.
Yeah, he's not just there to smile and wave.
He's got a bigger purpose now.
He's a force to be reckoned with.
So it's way more than just a photo op.
Oh, yeah. This is a carefully choreographed
Yeah.
diplomatic dance.
And William's leading it.
He's the one calling the shots.
So for our listeners out there, what's the key takeaway here?
What's something they might not be thinking about?
Yeah, something to really chew on.
Well, I think it's important to understand how soft power works in international relations.
Okay, yeah.
We always hear about treaties and trade deals and all that.
The hard stuff.
But personal relationships, they matter too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And these shared cultural experiences.
Like rebuilding Notre Dame together.
Exactly.
So-
Things like that play a huge role in how countries interact.
So it's not just about military strength or economic power.
There's this whole other layer of influence going on.
And figures like Prince William,
With their global recognition and their historical connections,
they're major assets in that game.
they can open doors that other people can't.
So this meeting in Paris, it leaves us with this big question.
What do you mean?
How will this subtle interplay of personalities and diplomacy,
That we've been talking about.
how will that shape future relations between the U.S. and the U.K.?
Especially now with a new administration in charge.
Yeah, that's the big unknown.
It's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out.
Definitely a lot to ponder.
A lot of moving pieces.
Well, thanks for breaking it all down for us.
It's been a pleasure.
Really appreciate your insights.
Anytime, happy to help.
Until next time.